Welcome to an Evelyn Jin crossover. I trust the title is self-explanatory, so let me move into the deck building. So, I'm going to be going with a more Evelyn-sided deck rather than Jin burn, because if you didn't notice, you actually have access to 2 spells. One of them just summons another card, so it's not even a spell. The other one is Hate Spike. That's the only non-combat interaction you get out of non-skill cards. So anyway, let's go. Oh shoot, a meta deck. I'm not yet strong enough to beat Kaisa. Bleh. To be fair, I could have tried harder. Maybe drew better, maybe had a better deck, but we don't make excuses here. The Teemo Sejuani player did not draw Teemo level 1. Obviously a noob Teemo player. As a professional Teemo player, I always draw Teemo level 1, round 1. Now I only have 3 spells in the deck, the 3 hate spikes, but I don't have any 1-drops, so I actually have to save spell mana, which isn't very good synergy. Looks like he found Teemo. Nope. I hope that doesn't become a problem later. He is going to turbocharge this Sejuani level. At this point in the recording, I accidentally turned off my mic, so you'll be hearing from future Gray from now on. So then I was like, okay, we better get rid of this Teemo before it becomes a problem. The earlier, the better, you know? And then he has an Elixir of Iron. Who runs that card? Who has that outside of like a formidable deck? And Teemo lives with 1 health. I was making the angry face emoji with my face, but oh, wait, no, that's just an angry face. Anyway, next round, I have a Husk on board, which is really good, because then I can level up Evelyn right then and there. And I cut out her level up animation for your convenience. Things start to get scary once I see the other Starlight Seer, but no big deal. He doesn't decide to block. He's on 14 health. But even just him playing his other Teemo in a Mushroom Cloud, that already gives the next unit +2/+2. And if that unit is a Sejuani, then I'm in a lot of trouble. Or any other Overwhelm unit, really. To top that off, I drew my first Shroom, leaving Sejuani at 3 out of 5, I think. And Teemo was actually hurting pretty bad. He just leveled up too. Oh, and I probably should have went over the win cons. I either get Evelyn really fed with a ton of keywords, or an elusive keyword on just some random unit, or I win with Jin's cards. When you look at the far right husk and then you see what card I draw, you can probably read my thoughts exactly. It's Steamin' time, up until he plays a really mean card. If he didn't frostbite the Steam there, I could have killed the Teemo and then I could have pushed with Evelyn and Steam on the Nexus and then he'd be left at like 3 health, I think. Now Sejuani makes a bold open attack here. He's got 8 mana, which means he could ping the Nexus twice and that would actually level up Sejuani, and it would also frostbite everyone. But he ends up just playing Fury of the North to protect the Sejuani and level up Sej. And then the hammer fell. He not only heals his Nexus to 13, he has a 10/10 3 cost that isn't in a Bard deck. Sure does take you back to a time where not everything had like 18 stats and 15 keywords. Not that I'm complaining, I actually really liked the big statted units. Also, because of that Shroom, Steam can no longer attack twice on the Nexus. So that really bums me out, so instead I decide to just go and attack with the Boom Crew Rookie, because that's the only thing I can do damage to the enemy Nexus style, which it does actually get damage off, and then I can just drop my Riptide. If they all hit the same unit, I pretty much win. But they don't, I actually get decently unlucky. I do end up killing 1 unit though, so it's pretty okay. It could be worse. It could be worse. I could have just hit the Barkeeper 10 times or 7 times or... yeah, it's 7. After it resolved, they have 8 health. Wounded units, no more Bird the Balladeer. So then I sack my Overwhelm Shark because I am an absolute moron. He hits me with the Pokestick and I'm like, yes, there will be no more freezes because he just used his Pokestick. And then I drop the Win Con. Deals 4 damage to the Nexus, levels Jin. A level Jin next round, I attack, I deal 4 damage to his Nexus no matter what. It's a flawless plan, and at the time I was like, oh, I just won the game until... yeah. That's usually how it goes. To top that all off, I drew a Shroom, which is really unfortunate with 15 Shrooms and like 30 cards. Okay, well it's not that unfortunate, but you know how I feel. So first I drop off the Boom Crew Rookie to try and scare him, you know, with a fearsome unit. And then I bet you didn't expect this. I play a level Jin. And then coming out of the level up, I actually notice I see the 2 out of 3 Lotus Trap, and I'm like, can I do it? The answer, yes I can. Because I am the world's best Jin Evelyn player. Probably. Don't fact check me. That finish was just art. If he used a Starlit Seer to block my Evelyn at the beginning of the game, I actually would not be in this position. A message to all of you playing against Jhin decks, block. Now the core of your Jhin Evelyn deck is actually your early units, because that all depends on how much damage you get done in the early game. Now I must confess, I have not played much Jhin back when he was popular. In fact, I don't even have like the level 1 mastery on Jhin. But you cannot play this deck like the Jhin deck, because you don't have access to spells like Decimate. You can't just lob units and skills and spells at the enemy nexus and just hope you win before they kill you. You've got to play this deck more like a control deck, but you control the board and only the board, because you only have units and no spells. Quick attack Jhin. Whenever I see Twisted Fate and he doesn't play a blue card, I'm always like, you're gonna regret that later. But then whenever I play Twisted Fate and I don't play a blue card, I'm like... I have no idea where I was going with that. Remember when I said this deck only has one spell? I lied. Oh. Oh yeah. Bonk. Don't you think you should like stack up? Like it does 1 damage, then the next round you get 2 damage, then the next round you get 3 damage, then the next round you get 4 damage. It's silly Twisted Fate player. I can block and kill because of the one spell I have in my deck. Coming in clutch. The thing about this region combo is it never ceases to surprise you. Like I didn't expect to kill Twisted Fate here. Honestly, they did Jhin dirty. He needed more crit damage, but there is no crit in Legends of Runeterra. Oh, card idea. 3 cost, fast speed from Ionia. 25% chance when you play it, win the game. And we'll call it Agility Cloak. Did you know that in fact, Effective Swap Bot cannot swap stats with an allied husk? It just dies and then it fizzles. I wanted a 4/3 husk. Again, when I saw this, I'm like, you're gonna regret not playing a blue card. I'm really glad I put Ledros in this deck. He's a fearsome, so they can't even block him. Oh, the new card. He's drawing from my deck. Like, the audacity. He also really high rolled this too, he got the stage hand. He also drew all 3 Twisted Fate. You see, this is why I bring Shady Character. 2 fearsome units, gonna be difficult for them to block with only 1 4/4. I had no idea what was coming next. You see, I didn't actually check Twisted Fate was at 7 out of 9 the last time I looked at that, so he actually levels Twisted Fate. And then, he played a card I haven't seen in a long time. Mini Morph. But since he was running out of mana and he didn't have any other Twisted Fates in hand unless he just drew one, I decided to discard my hand and eliminate the priority targets. Now these mini-Ts may be no Commander Ledroses, but they still get the job done. And then I actually won the game here because he went AFK afterwards. But yeah, Jhin Evelyn is not to be trifled with. And now for a quick word post video. If you're here for the epic Evelyn Jhin combo, then you can go because that part of this video is over. But if you do try this deck at home, I would recommend trading a Riptide Rex for another Commander Ledros. The Commander is crazy in this deck. Anyway, I want to thank you commenters for your amazing comments. They really made my day. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but please subscribe if you like the video. Your subscription actually motivates me to become a better Teemo player. Anyway, thanks for your time. Roll the outro.